Let's be brutally honest. Most men are still out here chasing women who barely notice them. They overthink their texts, bend over backwards for attention, and end up feeling invisible. Meanwhile, there's another type of man. A man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and still gets women to pursue him like it's a game they're desperate to win. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say out loud. The moment a woman knows you're trying to impress her, she's already half disinterested. Women don't chase effort. They chase presence. They chase a man who makes her feel something she can't control. And here's where it gets even more controversial. You don't have to be rich, tall, or ridiculously attractive. You just need to flip the emotional script. This video is not about pickup lines. It's not about fake confidence. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally makes women lean in. Not because he manipulates her, but because he finally stops trying to be good enough. Most guys don't understand the female psychology behind why women chase. It's not always about how you look. It's about the perceived value you radiate without saying a word. It's how you act when you're not chasing. It's your calm detachment, your selective interest, and your subtle indifference that rewires her brain to start wondering, why isn't he trying to get me like the rest? We're going to break all of that down today. This is for the man who's tired of always initiating, always proving, always trying, because once you understand the switch, and it's a very simple one, you'll stop chasing for good. And ironically, that's when the chasing begins, from her side. Now, fair warning, what you'll hear in this video might challenge everything you've been told about attraction. It might even offend a few people. But if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still getting ignored, it's time for a new approach, an honest one. Let's start with the first shift that makes her chase you, even when you're not trying. 1. Stop chasing. Start ignoring. The biggest mistake men make is chasing. And not just physically, mentally too. Always thinking about her, always trying to please her, always hoping she sees your worth. That energy, women feel it. And when they sense you're chasing them, they stop being curious. They stop wondering. Because now they already know. You want her more than she wants you. Game over. When you stop chasing, something powerful happens. You stop feeding her ego. And when you stop feeding her ego, you create space for curiosity. Now she's thinking, why isn't he texting? Why didn't he notice my story? Is he seeing someone else? This shift flips the dynamic. You're no longer in the I hope she picks me position. Now she's the one wondering where she stands. Most guys can't do this because they're addicted to the chase. They want validation more than they want respect. But the truth is, women don't value what's handed to them. They value what's earned. And if you're always showing up, always calling, always planning, there's nothing left to earn. One guy understood this clearly. He used to text this girl every day, always replying instantly, always being available. She liked the attention at first, but over time she grew distant. Then he pulled back. No messages, no reactions, nothing. He stopped showing up in her notifications. And guess what? Within days, she messaged first. Suddenly, she wanted to know where he went. Why? Because silence creates tension, and tension builds attraction. Ignoring doesn't mean being rude. It means removing your energy and attention from someone who hasn't earned it yet. And that includes not explaining yourself, not over-justifying, and not checking in when you're not feeling appreciated. It's not about playing games. It's about having standards. You respect your time. You protect your peace. And that quiet confidence, that's what draws her in. When you stop chasing, you force her to choose. Does she pursue you, or does she lose you? Most men never find out, but you're not most men. 2. Give her mixed signals. This one sounds manipulative at first, but it's not about playing games. It's about creating emotional tension. Most men are either too hot or too cold. They're either overly interested or completely distant. But when you give a woman a mix of both, that's when you get her attention. Why? Because mixed signals confuse the pattern she's used to. It's human nature. When we don't fully understand something, we get obsessed with figuring it out. That obsession turns into emotional investment. And when she starts thinking about you more, she starts wanting you more. Simple. So what does this actually look like? You compliment her one day, then you're quiet the next. You show interest in the conversation, but you don't initiate the next one. You enjoy the moment with her, but you never ask where it's going. You don't chase clarity. You live in the mystery. Now here's where most guys mess up. They try too hard to be consistent. They think being the same every day makes them look mature or emotionally stable. But to her, it makes you predictable. And predictable isn't attractive. It's boring. On the flip side, if you're always changing your tone, never explaining your intentions, and letting her feel a little unsure about how you see her, that unpredictability is magnetic. It keeps her on edge. It makes her work harder for your approval. She'll talk to her friends about you, try to decode your texts, wonder if you're pulling away. And that emotional confusion becomes desire, not because you said the right thing, but because you gave her something she can't label. One day you're warm, the next day you're distant. And through that rhythm, you control the emotional tone. You're not giving her power over the situation. You're keeping her curious, and curiosity is powerful. You don't need to explain your every move. You don't need to clear the air. Let her figure you out. And the longer she tries, the deeper she falls in. Mixed signals work, not because they're toxic, but because they make you unforgettable. 3. Become emotionally unavailable. This one hits hard, but it's real. Emotional unavailability is powerful when used the right way. Not because you're broken, not because you're cold, but because you're not handing out emotional access like it's free. When a woman feels she can't get into your emotional world easily, it triggers her curiosity and desire to unlock you. Most men are emotionally open too early. They talk too much, share too fast, and expose everything before she's even earned it. That kills mystery. That kills attraction. And worst of all, it makes you look like you need her to fill some emotional hole. The truth is, women get emotionally flooded all the time. From social media, from attention, from validation. What they don't get often? A man who stays grounded, calm, and hard to read. A man who doesn't react emotionally to her every move. A man who can sit in silence without needing to spill his heart out. Being emotionally unavailable doesn't mean you're a stone wall. It means you choose when and how you open up. It means your peace of mind doesn't depend on her mood. It means your self-worth isn't up for negotiation just because she's acting distant. This is where most guys crumble. They think being vulnerable too soon will make her trust them. But what actually happens? She loses respect. Not because you shared your truth, but because you had nothing sacred left to protect. And if a woman feels she can get all of you without effort, she won't value it. You ever notice how the man who seems a little detached, a little hard to read, always seems to get attention without asking for it? That's not luck. That's emotional control. That's self-respect. That's the result of knowing your emotions are yours alone, and not something to be thrown at her feet hoping she picks them up. She doesn't want you to be heartless. She wants to work for your heart. And when she feels like she's only getting pieces of your emotions, not the whole package, you become a challenge. And challenges are what spark obsession. The more emotionally unavailable you are, the more valuable your presence becomes. 4. Look good, but act cold. Let's be honest, most men still think looks are enough. Hit the gym, buy nice clothes, clean haircut, and suddenly they expect women to fall at their feet. And yes, improving your appearance does matter, but it's only half the equation. Because when you look good and act too eager, too soft, or too available, you ruin it. Here's the hard truth. Looking good gets you noticed. Acting cold keeps you respected. That coldness doesn't mean being rude. It means holding back your validation. It means keeping your compliments rare. It means not being impressed by her just because she's attractive. Because guess what? Every other guy is already doing that. You're not supposed to act like a fan. You're supposed to act like the main event. And right now, too many men have it backward. They get a little attention and immediately fold. They start chasing, explaining, proving themselves. All that work, just to be forgotten after a few days. You worked on your body, your image, your style. Good. But it's useless if you still act like you're lucky to be in her presence. Wake up. If you don't carry your energy with authority, your looks will fade fast in her mind. You need to detach emotionally from the outcome. You don't flirt just to win her. You don't dress well to impress her. You do it for yourself. Because when a woman senses that you're unaffected by her beauty, it makes her question her own power. And that question creates pursuit. Most men never get to experience this shift because they're too busy trying to be liked. They want approval instead of respect. And in doing so, they lose both. Act cold. Be calm. Don't rush to speak. Don't compliment right away. Let her wonder. Let her feel your presence without needing your praise. You worked on how you look. Now it's time to master how you carry that look. No begging, no over-explaining, no soft energy. You look good. Now act like you're not desperate for validation. That's the combo that makes her chase. 5. Treat her like she's replaceable. Most men go wrong the moment they put a woman on a pedestal. They act like she's the prize, like she's one of one, like she's doing them a favor by giving them attention. That mindset? It's the exact reason she pulls away. No one, man or woman, respects what acts like it can't walk away. Here's the truth. The more irreplaceable you treat her, the more replaceable you become. You show her she's the center of your world, and now she holds all the power. You text back instantly. You cancel your plans. You adjust your standards just to keep her interested. And deep down, she senses that you're afraid to lose her. That fear makes you weak in her eyes. Women are drawn to men who value themselves, who act like they have options, even if they don't say it, who live like no single woman can define their mood, their purpose, or their peace of mind. That energy is rare, and women chase what's rare. Now let's be clear, treating her like she's replaceable doesn't mean being disrespectful. It means knowing that your world doesn't revolve around her. You're not begging. You're not overcompensating. You're not afraid of her walking away because you know you can rebuild, you can refocus, and if needed, you can replace. This mindset shifts everything. You stop chasing. You stop overthinking. You stop fearing rejection. And ironically, that's when she starts investing more. She feels the difference. She notices you don't flinch when she pulls back. She realizes you're not emotionally tied to her approval. That's when she starts chasing it. And here's the beauty of it all. When you treat her like she's replaceable, it makes her want to become irreplaceable. She works harder. She pays more attention. She starts chasing you. Stop being the guy who's scared to lose her. Start being the man who knows exactly what he brings to the table and won't let anyone, no matter how beautiful, make him forget it. That's how you flip the script. 6. Give her attention, then take it away. Women don't get addicted to attention, they get addicted to losing it. Every guy these days is ready to shower her with compliments, praise, likes, replies, and constant energy. And she's used to it, so it doesn't hit, it doesn't stick, it doesn't mean anything. But when you give her a taste of your attention, just enough to spark her interest, and then you pull back, that's when the game begins. You message her with high energy, you engage fully in a conversation, then the next day, nothing, no call, no reply, you disappear for a while, and just like that, she starts wondering what happened. She replays the interaction in her mind. She questions herself. Did she say something wrong? Did you lose interest? Is there someone else? That questioning is where the desire starts to grow. Because now you're not the guy who's always around. You're the guy who could vanish. You're the guy who gives her a rush and then leaves her waiting for more. You're unpredictable. And that unpredictability creates emotional tension, the secret ingredient that makes her obsessed. Most men ruin this by staying consistent. They keep giving. And once she's used to it, she takes it for granted. But when your attention comes in waves, it keeps her emotionally engaged. She doesn't know when it's coming back. So when it does come, it feels more valuable. This isn't about playing mind games, it's about protecting your energy. Your time and attention are not gifts you hand out for free. They're earned. And once she starts to understand that, she'll begin to treat your presence like something worth chasing. And remember, the attention has to feel real when you give it. Don't be robotic. Be present. Be warm. Be charismatic. but don't stay too long. Pull back while she's still enjoying it. That's what leaves a mark. The key is simple. Reward her with your focus when she deserves it. Then pull back to reset the balance. Give her the high, and then give her the silence. It's that silence that makes her chase the noise again. 7. Be around, but not too available. There's a dangerous trap most men fall into, trying to always be there to prove they care. And while their intentions might be pure, the result is always the same. She stops valuing their presence. When you're always available, you become background noise. Predictable, too easy. But when you're just available enough, when you pop in and out of her world, you become something she notices, something she waits for, something she looks forward to. It's all about balance. Being around shows you're interested, but being too available shows you have nothing else going on. And no woman is excited by a man who's too free, too easy to reach, or too quick to drop everything for her. You have to make her feel like she's part of your life, but not the center of it. This means you don't rush to reply every time she texts. You don't say yes to every plan. You don't hang on her every word. Instead, you move like a man who has priorities. You show up when it makes sense for you, not just when she calls. And here's what happens when you strike that balance. She starts looking for signs. She starts wondering why you're not constantly reaching out. She starts checking your stories, paying attention to your behavior, trying to understand what's going on behind that calm detachment. That mystery? That's what hooks her. Men who are always available send one message loud and clear. I have nothing more important than you. And while that might sound romantic, it destroys attraction. Because attraction grows in space, not suffocation. You're not trying to punish her. You're creating value. Your presence becomes more powerful when it's earned, not given away without effort. Don't disappear completely. Just stop making yourself easy to get. Be present when you choose to be, but never available on command. Let her miss you. Let her feel your absence. That's when she starts chasing. 8. Let her feel jealous. Most men avoid making a woman jealous because they're scared. Scared she'll walk away, scared she'll lose interest, scared they'll mess it up. But here's the truth. A little jealousy wakes her up. Fast. When a woman knows you have options, her entire behavior changes. Suddenly, you're not just the guy talking to her. You're a man other women notice. A man who's desirable. A man she could lose. And loss creates urgency. See, women are competitive by nature. They don't want what no one else wants. They're emotionally drawn to value. So when she sees that other women see your value, she starts chasing it harder. Not because she's insecure, but because now she feels the pressure to act before someone else takes her spot. Let's be clear. This isn't about rubbing it in her face. You're not bragging. You're not trying to make her feel bad. You're simply living your life and allowing her to see that you're not sitting around waiting. You post a picture with people. You show up in a good mood. You go out and enjoy yourself without explaining where, why, or with whom. And she notices. She might not say it, she might not react, but internally something shifts. The thought creeps in. Wait, is he losing interest? Who was he with? Why am I thinking about this so much? That's how the chase starts. Men who fear jealousy often come from a place of weakness. They don't want to upset her. But they don't realize that a woman who never fears losing you will never truly value you. Jealousy, in small doses, reminds her that your attention is earned, not owned. Let her feel it. Let her sit with that tension. Let her wonder what you're up to. You're not doing it for revenge or manipulation. You're doing it because your life is full, and you're not slowing down for someone who hasn't claimed you. Make her compete a little. Make her prove something. Because once she feels that jealousy, the chase becomes personal. 9. Don't validate her beauty. This might be one of the most controversial but powerful truths out there. Stop complimenting her looks all the time. Stop acting like her beauty is rare, magical, or untouchable. Because the more you feed it, the less she values it. Why? Because every man is already doing it. Every time she posts a selfie, she gets flooded with comments. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Queen. It's nothing new to her. It doesn't move her anymore. In fact, she expects it. It's predictable. And what's predictable? Forgettable. So when you come in and say nothing about her appearance, when you don't rush to compliment her makeup, her hair, or her outfit, you instantly stand out. You're not in the crowd. You're not easy. You're not impressed by surface level things. And that throws her off. She wonders, wait, does he not find me attractive? That little doubt, that's power, that's leverage. That's when she starts trying harder to impress you, not the other way around. Here's the mindset shift. Her beauty isn't the prize. Your standards, your peace, your attention, those are the prize. And if you hand them over just because she looks good, then you're telling her she doesn't need to bring anything else to the table. That's how you lose respect fast. Instead, focus on what most men ignore. Her vibe, her energy, the way she thinks, the way she speaks. And even then, keep your compliments limited and intentional. Not constant, not desperate, just enough to show you're paying attention, without putting her on a throne. When you stop validating her looks, she'll feel the shift. She'll start dressing up more around you. She'll fish for your approval. She'll do double takes in the mirror, wondering why you haven't said anything yet. That's when the dynamic changes. Because now you're not chasing her beauty. You're challenging it. You're showing her that her looks alone don't impress a man who knows his worth, and that is exactly the kind of man women chase. 10. Show interest in her mind, not her body. If you really want to separate yourself from every other man she's met, stop chasing her body and start challenging her mind. Most guys make it obvious from the beginning. Flirty comments, subtle looks, or overly sexual energy. And while some women might enjoy the attention in the moment, deep down, it tells her one thing: you're like the rest. You don't really care about who she is. You just want what she offers. But the man who focuses on her mind, her opinions, her ambitions, that man becomes unforgettable. Why? Because she's not used to it. She's not used to someone who listens with full presence, someone who isn't scanning her body with his eyes, someone who actually asks real questions and waits to hear her answer. That kind of interest feels rare, and what's rare is always more valuable. When you do this, you show her you're different, not soft, not passive, just disciplined. You don't need to lead with lust because you lead with depth. You make her feel seen, not just desired. And here's the twist. When a woman feels emotionally and intellectually connected, her physical attraction grows naturally. You didn't chase her body, but she starts offering it. Most men never reach that level, but the few who do, they don't chase women. Women chase them. Let me say something that most won't. The more you try to prove you're worthy of her, the more she believes you're not. The moment you stop seeking approval and start moving like a man who knows his value, everything changes. Women don't chase looks or money. They chase certainty. That energy that says, I want you, but I don't need you. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your experience in the comments. What worked, what failed, and I'll respond. Let's build something real here. Your story might help another man level up. I'll be reading. I'll be watching.